If I'm being totally honest, I wasn't sure that Mario Kart World would be a system seller for me. On paper, it's the perfect choice. Mario Kart is the most popular racing series. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was the single best-selling Switch game, and I spent a combined 190 hours playing both the Wii U and Switch editions of the game. Despite these facts, my hype just wasn't quite there. So, after getting it, is it any good? Yeah, baby! Right from the start of the game, it's clear that this is anything but your typical Mario Kart. We still have our typical headliner, the Grand Prix, but it's been completely overhauled. Since the tracks are interconnected now, the standard cycle of gameplay had to have some major changes. The first race had your usual 3 laps, and all of the following ones see players race to the track as part of the race, meaning you only have 1 lap on the actual courses, and the rest are on the game's interconnected highways between them. A lot of folks aren't fans of this, and Nintendo saw that response and told everyone picking random courses online that this is the way. Personally, I'm kinda indifferent to the change, though I don't like it when Shiggy tells me how I'm supposed to play the game, especially one that costs as much as this one. For anyone unsure about this change, you have Versus Race for the classic Mario Kart experience, but I am left with the question, was this the right choice to make? And I think it might have been. For years, Mario Kart has had the same formula. Do 3 laps, move on to the next track, rinse and repeat. While the core of that is still here, the sense of scale and more importantly, adventure is better than ever. It's so fun to experience the environmental changes as well as the weather, like a storm beginning as you approach Wario's shipyard. We never had that before. And don't forget the newfound perspective we get with the courses that aren't on the ground, like Airship Fortress, Great Question Mark Block Ruins, and the spectacular new Rainbow Road. It just feels so grand to reach these places, and the ultimate question changes from, can I win this race, to, can I get to this race on time? Getting into the courses themselves, they're fantastic, both the new and returning ones. We get not 1, not 2, but 3 courses returning from the DS, and they're all so well made. Airship Fortress was one of my favorites back then. I literally had dreams about this course. I love the new courses too. We have these courses like Crown City with 3 different routes, the new Bowser Castle, Cheap Cheap Falls, Boo Cinema, more like Absolute Cinema, and I was a film major, I can say that. Not to mention, these new courses are so well tailored to the game's new mechanics, and they act as great introductions to them. Like how in Mushroom Cup we have Whistletop Summit and DK Spaceport, which are not only great courses, but also highlight just how useful the new rail grinding and wall riding abilities are. And while players weren't really taking advantage of these new abilities at first, now that the game's been out a month, players are really starting to take advantage of them, and they're pulling off these insane maneuvers with them. I gotta say, I'm pretty fond about how the new tech makes this game feel more skill-based this time around, since you can do more than just drift and use items to zoom around. Now if we want to win, we have to pay close attention to our surroundings. Speaking of new things, I mentioned in my Super Mario Kart video that Nintendo had brought back the ranking in/out system with the new Knockout Tour mode. Now purely in concept this mode already sounds crazy, but actually playing it, stuff is insane. For the past month I've been totally addicted to playing Knockout Tour online. And though I've only gained 7,000 points so far, and I've had a lot of close calls with races, I've only won 2 matches so far, which is pretty strange for me, because I'm like really good at Mario Kart, guys. Really good. Knockout Tour is pure Mario Kart chaos, with 24 players racing from one side of the world to another using almost exclusively the game's highway systems, barring 1 lap on the destination course, of course. And I just want to say, I feel like 24 players doesn't sound like a lot in theory, considering that the map is so large, but boy, it's a lot different in practice, for a variety of reasons. Items are less punishing this time around, which means players can bounce back a lot faster after getting hit. When something like a shell hits you, you don't stop really, you just slow down a bit and kind of bounce around, which kind of reminds me of going from Smash 4 to Smash Ultimate in terms of like how slow the physics were. The bottom 4 players are ranked out after each section of a rally, just like the original game. 150cc feels a lot faster than in previous games, and there's all kinds of other drivers and vehicles on the road as well, which is great, because I love merging into oncoming traffic. In like 99% of these races, I'd say, everyone is moving at lightning speed in a pack. Just look at this madness. It's absolutely insane and I love it. In Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I feel like you can take a huge lead and completely humiliate the other racers. But here, that just ain't happening. It's so addictive in the best way. The free roam mode is also pretty nice, and I like that it's especially quick to get into. Just press plus and you're in there instantly with whatever character and kart you used last. Admittedly, I haven't spent a ton of time in this mode since its multiplayer capabilities are questionable at best, and that's really what makes Mario Kart good. As for collectibles, we have peach coins scattered all across the map, and there's the costumes if you count those. There's also all the P-switch challenges that you can't drive 10 seconds without finding. I kinda like these. They force players to engage with items in unique ways. They're not too difficult either. Some of them I needed to try multiple times. And while I'm not going out of my way to do any of these activities in free roam, except maybe to unlock mirror mode if I feel like doing that someday. Now, many creators have pointed out that this is not the main draw of the game, and I honestly agree with that. I will say it's cool that it's here, especially since that it's the first Mario Kart game built from the ground up for this hybrid console. And it makes sense to add an extra mode for gamers on the go that might not have access to an internet connection and don't want to just play Grand Prix or time trials over and over again. We need to talk about the best part of this game, the art style. Though it was a very creative game, I feel like Mario Kart 8 was about as sterile looking as a Mario Kart game can be. Again, adore that game, but the courses, karts, characters, they lack that wacky, whimsy personality that is the Mario series. Except you. This is the total reverse of that. Everything from the level design to the character models just oozes personality, and it all screams Mario. Look at them all. They're also charming with their new bubbly appearances and animations, and we can't forget about the costumes either. Though their implementation makes me question who designed that menu, they all look fantastic, I think. We have these more serious looks for more serious gamers, cutesy looks like Boy Scout Bowser Jr. and Pro Racer Lakitu, and my personal favorite, Rosalina in the backwards cap. Just an awesome fit, Rosa. For the first time in the series, we finally have more cosmetic options than simply picking your Shy Guy or Yoshi color. And I think that's especially important here given that the player count has doubled since Mario Kart 8. Similarly, I adore the new karts, and there's a pretty large selection to choose from for both karts and bikes. We got the Rob bike, which is my personal favorite. I've always been a bike guy and a Rob guy, so yeah. The dump truck one, we got classics like the B-Dasher, the beloved pipe frame. There's even a bike for Ryuma. While I do miss the full customization that 7 and 8 had, this is probably better for balancing. No more teddy bear, roller wheels, and cloud glider combinations. Finally. Overall, the karts look a lot more cartoony with these crazy floaty suspensions, and the size changes when you're off-road versus on-road. It's really cute. Oh, and there's still some customization with the newly added stickers. It sucks that you can only pick one, but since there's literally pages upon pages of them, you can still feel unique with whatever choice you go with alongside your character, costume, and kart. Nintendo didn't just make the game feel more cartoonish, they made it look the part too. And not just with the characters and karts. Some of the items also got new animations that have a sort of cartoon makeover. Instead of simply tossing a blue shell, characters now yeet that thing into hyperspeed. There's also some neat new explosion effects with some items, namely the Bob Bomb and the blue shell, the exploding items. Duh. Now when either of them explode, they give a boom or kaboom visual effect along with the blast, which just adds a little bit of personality that I didn't think the series was missing necessarily, but now I can't live without it. On the topic of sound, they really went above and beyond with this game's sound design. Not only is the music stellar, I mean, they really picked some good tracks to remix here. Like, just take a listen to these. You think those sounded great? The sound effects are even better. A lot of the item sounds were updated with closer sounds to their Super Mario Bros. Incarnations. And while I feel like that sounds like a negative thing, they just sound amazing. Like, listen to the sound of when a shell hits your opponent. Or Lakitu's new lights. Everything sounds so good here. And I appreciate Nintendo for going as hard as they did. Your effort is not unnoticed. Yeah, this is an excellent game. I don't know how long it'll keep me just yet, but this is a great start for the Switch 2. And for the first time ever, I'm gonna give a proper review score. With that being 4 out of 5 stars for Mario Kart World. Nintendo, I'm proud of you. And if you want to hear my thoughts on any future games, especially my upcoming graphics video for the SNES, you'll have to get subscribed.